Hi everyone, it's Colleen from Millie Peas. I have had the pleasure of sewing quite a bit today on the new product from Shannon Fabrics. This is the Milan Cuddle and I really love it. You can see what's unique about this product is it has this wonderful texture. So you're probably wondering, how do they get that texture? Well, let me show you. The cuddle is the regular low pile cuddle that Shannon has been a product from Shannon for a long time, and then they added spandex to this, so it's almost as if each piece has rows and rows of elastic sewn in, but it's woven in and it makes life really fun and easy to make this. So I have a couple of remnants here that I'm going to use to demonstrate how fun and easy this is to work with. I learned something new this morning. Actually, I knew this, but I practiced it again, reminded myself how the best way to cut cuddle is from the back. I wanted this piece to be 14 inches wide, so I laid my ruler here, and I'm going to show you how do you cut from the back. What I'm doing is cutting along my pencil line, and I'm using little bitty snips because I don't want to cut all that fur. I just want to cut the backing, and when I do that, I get very little fur, except for just, you can see a little bit, but not as much as if I took my rotary cutter and sliced through all these layers. Let me show you the big throw. So here's our yummy throw. Let me walk you through how to put this together. There's some important parts of pinning that I want to be sure and point out. First of all, when I am pinning the side that has the elastic or the spandex coming to this way, I want to match up the spandex on this side with the spandex on this side, and then I will put a pin right there. And I'll show you how I do this pin so the pin stays in place. I put the pin in and bring it up and back a couple of times so that that pin will stay in place. Then I pin this one. Now it's already stitched, and I know you can see that. So, but I'm going to simulate that so you can really see what it looks like. Now these two are stationary, and I want to pin this one as well in between those two because it's stretchy, and if you don't do a lot of pinning, it won't lay flat. So this is exactly how I pinned this side of the throw. All right, I'll take those pins out, and then let's stitch one of the other side seams. So this is the side without that spandex. So you can see the spandex is going this way, and it's also here in the selvage. Just one tip. When you lay this throw out, it's 5.5 yards. You want to lay it on a plate on a surface that's large enough so that you can be sure that you folded it in half and all of your lines line up. They look nice and straight, and so your throw is really square. Frankly, I didn't measure it. I just was sure that the visual of the spandex and these loops or bubbles were straight. So how do you actually stitch it? I'll show you that one. Put this under my needle down, back. And again, I want to grab this so that I can pull because it's elastic, and I want to stretch it and then stitch. Stretch, stitch, and it looks like I'm pulling it from the back, but I'm not. I'm just guiding it, letting the machine decide how fast it moves through there. One more. Grab it here, pull it tight, and I'll back stitch there. Pull that. Whoops. This is such a nice machine. Okay, I'm going to turn that right side out. How nice is that? So you can see I have a seam here and a fold here because I decided, why cut this in half and go to the trouble of doing a seam here? I think it looks really spectacular. So we'll turn the rest of that inside out. And here we go. Now, on some of our cuddle throws, we do a top stitch around the perimeter of the throw, But I wouldn't recommend that here because you want to keep as much of that stretch as possible, and top stitching it will make that stretch more difficult to achieve. So here's one of my corners, here's the front and the back, or vice versa, and how pretty is this throw. So it ends up being 60 inches by 72 inches when all is said and done. Isn't that pretty? Thank you.